Hey everybody, it is Grant Robbins back in the garage, still talking insurance, all about construction specifically. Today we're going to break down a little workers' compensation insurance. Yes, it's a term we hear all the time, but do we know all the ins and outs of it? Do we know even how it's billed? All that kind of stuff. Let's dive in. What is workers' compensation insurance? Well, basically, if you're a contractor or a subcontractor and you have just one employee, you are required to have workers' compensation insurance. Now, again, everything I talk about today, certain states have certain rules about things on how it's paid and billed and how many employees. So please check your local states for their requirements. But in short, if you have at minimum mostly one employee, you must have workers' compensation insurance. All right. Now, just so everyone's clear, if you are what's called a sole proprietor, that means that you alone are the owner, operator, do all the work for the company, and you are not required to have workers' compensation insurance. All right, what does it cover? Basically, workers' compensation insurance protects the company and helps pay for losses associated with medical expenses and payroll for injuries and illnesses that occur due to the project site that someone is working on. Most workers' compensation policies exclude owners and management of companies. Now, I actually think that in my experience, most of these policies automatically include them, and company owners that are large enough have to specifically request to have officers excluded from the policies. Why is that important? If you are a large company and the owners never go out on a project site, why would you pay for workers' compensation for them? You do not need to, and you can exclude them. If you're a general contractor, make sure you're looking at that little box down on workers' compensation that says excluded officers. If that's checked, you need to know who those excluded officers are because you don't want to sneak it on your job site. They're not covered by workers' compensation insurance. All right? That's an important factor to think about. Also, most workers' compensation in policies include what's called employer's liability coverage. That helps protect the employer in case the employee tries to sue them due to the injury or illness. Let's break down what it covers. That's the important part, right? Okay, first off, it covers medical expenses, trips to the ER, doctor visits, all that kind of stuff associated, again, with the injury or illness. It also covers, second, ongoing rehab or physical therapy that's required due to the injury or illness. It covers partial lost wages for when that worker can't go out on site and earn their income. It protects them for that as well. And it also provides compensation for attorney's fees in case there is a lawsuit against that employer. Now, how much does all of this cost? I think there's like a national average, maybe a couple years old, that it's like an average of $85 per month per employee for a company. Now, great. But the problem is in construction, we're all not built the same way, right? So what is it based on? First off, it's based on total dollar value of your payroll. A lot of people don't realize that. Workers' compensation is based partly on your total value of your payroll that you pay to employees. So if you have a lot of employees, more workers' compensation insurance is going to be paid. If you have high dollar employees, that affects it. Again, the other one is what's called an experience modification rate, or EMR, or you'll hear people call it a mod rate. Standard mod rate is 1. Higher mod rates means you've had claims in the past. It's your resume of claims. Lots of claims, higher mod rate. It's a multiplier in the formula, increases the number. Low mod rate, no claims, below 1, again, lower modification rate and multiplier reduces that dollar amount. The third factor, employee classification. What does that mean? Well, think of it this way. A roofer pays more for workers' compensation insurance than a flooring company working indoors. So that is what the employee classification is. Now, all of those things go into a formula, crank out a number, boom, there's your premium for workers' compensation insurance. So hopefully that helps shed a little light onto workers' comp in the construction industry. We are always talking insurance. We're always here at Billy to help answer all your questions. Hope you're all doing well. Talk to you soon.